Hello there, yours truly with another Words of Wisdom vlog and another case of the fundamentals. First, I've tackled the fallen man with greed. Now I'm going to tackle the other fallen man, gender divide and this gender war. Going back to 2016 to expose the spark of the first fall of man in the clear and black and white and living color, the gender divide and war against man and woman due with their political ideologies. Civil war definitely is present on social media, the battlefield, your weapons, the desktop, the tablet, and smartphone keyboards, and your choice of buzzwords, your ammunition, insult, cyberbullying, profane lace comebacks, antagonistic behavior, and just being negative and mean spirit towards your neighbor on the World Wide Web. These words: toxic masculinity, the bastard ass, corrupted, ignorant, and polluted version of the word woke. Snowflake, SJW, incel, ishphobia, alt-right, gaslighting, patriarchy, neckbeard, ish-shaming, moving the goalposts, grasping for straws, owning the libs, white fragility, magna, problematic, living rent-free, straw man argument, misogyny, check your privilege, Karen, Brad, the Virgin, in the chat, Cuck, Shill, Simp, Journals, GigaChat, Bend the Knee, Gamergate, MGTOW, Comicsgate, Fandom Menace, Doxing, and cancel culture. All of these buzzwords I've never heard of until 2016. Yep, 2016 on social media and only on social media. Never heard of any of these before, even online, never in real life when I'm out and about. I'm no stranger. I've been a resident of social media. I've been on here, as said before, going at least 23 years. Back in 2001, I began on Excite Chat, then to Yahoo Chat, then to Microsoft Chat. To come 2006, DeviantArt. Yes, did you know DeviantArt had a chat space? It had many, many chat forms, and you can even create your own. Yep. That's all since been taken off and been, deleted from DeviantArt. Oh yeah, MySpace, but back in like the mid 2000s, and Facebook. Wow, I've been on Facebook as early as 2009, and then YouTube before making my CLJ oaths and vlogs. Way before, I probably say like 2007, I was on YouTube just looking at videos and clips and all that. Twitter, I was on there as early as 2013. Now, I had many, many, many screen names, avatars, profiles that I could fill up a cookie jar. All forgotten, lost in time. I didn't begin to use social media professionally as what you see now with my CLJOs until, I say 2016, and then became an indie company in 2020. But before 2016, I was just me online. Now, those buzzwords I spoke of and coined from people with way too much free time and idle time on their hands, those who engages in what I say, keyboard wars in their armchairs, nestled warm and safe and sound in their homes, apartments, bedrooms, even basements, safe from actual harm, free from consequences because of the avatar and screen names on his or her social media profile. Yep, 2016 is where all this kicked into overdrive and went full throttle in 2020 and still burning harder than the bluest part of hell. Even worse and sadly, all this being glorified due to mommy and daddy issues. It's all from what happened inside a broken home from either the bad parent. I wish therapy wasn't so expensive. Needs to be free. So the mom and daddy issues will come to cease and we can finally have fellowship as man and woman again. No more gender division and gender wars when our mental and spiritual state are at calm and peace. Now it's predominant on social media with dramas, feuds, seeking to own, destroy, and discredit someone with a different opinion, view, and way of free will, living, and individuality. Nobody should ever go against their own opinions, views, and way of living. Voting decisions and cancel culture. Now, I personally call that the cancer cult because seeking to cancel somebody is just hating and you're a foolish and evil person. You need to log off your social media platforms, go outside and touch some grass, meditate, learn empathy and humility. Become a better person. Personally, and I have said this in my other Words of Wisdom blogs, celebrities, directors, musicians, athletes, famous YouTubers, rappers, writers, authors, producers, video game developers, artists, and voice actors should only use social media for these: marketing and promoting their movie, book, video game, sporting events, public Q&A activities, new song release, which Comic-Con he or she is going to attend, voice acting gig, and their charity. That's all, nothing else. Also, I would recommend anyone famous or have 100 or anybody that has 100,000 subscribers or even million followers and have them sincerely apologize and seek forgiveness if they engage negatively. If a famous person stooped down to belittling, insulting, and antagonizing their fans or audience or some random, stranger with different view who doesn't follow your views, they will be kicked off of social media and they will be apologizing, because there's this word called libel, which is defamation. And I don't care if you're only worth 2 pennies. I'm coming after them 2 pennies if you do that to me. So if it's towards me, yeah, I'm coming after you judicially. None of them should be online talking, educating, or even supporting anything about politics, religion, health, being a vegan or meaty, with a vengeance due to my body, my choice, which is nobody's business but the woman's or her husband or the doctor's. Pro anti-COVID vaccine, none of your business, and shouldn't have been weaponized the way it was 3 years ago. Again, I would sue for libel. That was me. I'm just saying. I will, like I said earlier, I will sue for a nickel. It's not about the money. It's the message and the stand against against libel, online harassment, and defamation. Oh, and this one, the pro and anti-Hamas or pro anti-Israel, pro anti-Russia, pro anti-Ukraine. If you're pro-war, how about you get off your social media platforms, go help with either side. Get off your keyboard, go assist and aid or fight against the quote-unquote bad guy instead of being your followers and fans fueling the fire and attacking someone who is pro-anti of either conflict. It has nothing to do with us personally. Hate to break it to you all. You're an entertainer, not a politician, not an advisor, not a UN and goodwill ambassador of foreign land that you support. Even if you have a degree in political science or geopolitics, you're not an official. So, with yours truly being as humble, meek, and nice as can be, know your place and stay out of politics. You're no different than any given armchair politician, keyboard warrior with a one-dimensional hogwash bias, making yourself look like a hot-headed fool, and people cease and wonder why people cease in their support and ends up not watching your movies, playing your video games, reading your books, listening to your music, or watching your sport games. Freedom of speech isn't free from coma. Not that coma, but this one. Consequences of my actions. Your actions. And every action comes with a reaction. So have your actions positive, uplifting, no grief, and edifying. And your freedom of speech is only between you and the government, not you and somebody else on social media or in person. Don't weaponize it. Be responsible and have some decorum, and don't ever abuse it or use it as a get out of consequences free card. Have a sound and peaceful mind and conscience. Sleep much better at night. Once again, it's sad that only dramas, beefs, negativity get the algorithms. So it really is up to us to break that vicious and deathly cycle. Instead of war or going back and forth, try this. Silence is golden. Don't reply, block, and even report them to the social media authorities. It's their job, task, and duty to squash the trolls, not you and your followers, the quote-unquote sycophants and dog piles. Your job is to sell your products, movies, projects, and works. Know that your words will be remembered. Try to empathize with people who doesn't follow your opinions, views, and ways. Remember, we all have opinions, and your opinions don't mean diddly. You do not need to burn bridges, and you definitely don't need to be hurling rocks at other glass houses when you are nestled safely in your glass house or glass mansion. This alone will stop the fall of man, the broken foundation, and the end of the gender divide. Our future does matter. It's not just a Whitney Houston song, it's a fact of life and our future, because one day we won't be able to walk, run, lift, or speak, or type while we grow, wither, and pass away. What are we teaching our children, our future? Be a armchair keyboard warrior, and for the girls, be an Only's fan, which is all that is man's fault. Let's be real. There wouldn't be no Kardashians, no Cardi B, no Megan Thee Stallion, no Nicki Minaj, no Suki Hana, no Sexy Red, nobody bumping and grinding a married woman at a Super Bowl spectacle, no thought culture, that whole over there, that's what that means, no OnlyFans. If men just walked away, no clicking on their posts, no dollar giving, no views, and no following, our culture will wither and Twitch will still be a gaming and streaming site and not no virtual porn site that, due to men edifying the thought culture. So, man, we finally need to own up to that, admit that we're responsible for the thoughterry, and repent and move forward and not take no more part in women objectifying themselves for clicks and the dollars. Men become leaders and kings again. Kings of the foundation, fortitude, and the bulwark for his woman and children. A walking example of virtue, wisdom, sound doctrine, and strong defense, and a strong offense. Slow to anger and slow to speak. Fast to learn and fast to grow. No tyranny, no dictators, and definitely no showboating. That's a real man. Women knows who a real man is because women will return to a man's side as soon as he becomes a man. None of these man affairs, none of these red or black pills. Now, I did say this in a short last year, never show chivalry to dragons. That goes both ways, because a woman shouldn't be nice or show chivalry to a man dragon. None of these. None. Your job is not to force, submit, or dictate over a woman. Your job is to love her like the Christ. Why Christ gave the woman the intuition and the ingenuity. So she can instantly pinpoint on whether or not he's a man or he's just a child who pays taxes and she needs to stay far, far away from. So let's become men again, because we can't have the cake and eat it too either. So that's what's missing, and that's what needs, and that's what our future needs again. Now I also see this online. My childhood is ruined with works of fiction, but yeah, you didn't help create that or build it. So to say your childhood is ruined due to a comic book, a video game, a movie, any of that, that's selfish, very selfish. What about these children's childhoods? What do they have to inspire to look forward to when they become adults? Instead of us complaining about our childhoods being combative and negative, we need to focus on these kids' adulthoods. Imagine if there's no Saturday morning cartoons in the 80s or the 90s, no family-oriented sitcoms, no agendas. Imagine it was just all agendas and politics over arts and entertainment. Imagine there was no public service announcements. Imagine there was no Reading Rainbow, no Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, no Bob Ross painting, none of that. Man, there was no morals, no codes, or nothing. Okay, that's what this children and youth are dealing with in this age, in this generation. They are dealing with that because there are none present, none of it. Like I listed above. Nobody's taking the baton of healthy, hearty, and wholesome content. So let's give that a try. Because we all know what happens when we're divided. The fallen ruination of a nation, broken homes, and dashed families of the man, woman, and child. So it's time to rise. Let us rise, man. Let's become men again. And then we can get the fellowship and a fruitful nation.